Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Germanic Language Hub. And this is the live stream that we do once a month. And it's all about us hanging out and doing improvised language challenges with you guys, with the audience. So this is a kind of show that you can call in live. You can join me in my virtual studio by calling me in through a link that is in the description box. So if you go to the description box, you will find a link to the registration form that you need to fill in to be able to get into my virtual studio. If you've done this before, though, you don't have to register again. You can use the same link as before. And I know that there is lots of you that have done this before, and we had a very interesting experiences here on the Germanic Languages Hub. It's all about Germanic languages today. However, I just wanted to make an announcement to you guys that this is going to be the last show before the summer break. So I decided that I want to take a summer break from streaming and come back to you after the summer, maybe with some fresh ideas and also I was thinking that you're probably going to be super busy during the summer, going on holidays, exploring nature and enjoying nice weather. And I decided that will be a good time to take a break, focus on the Ecolinguist channel, working on the regular content. It's not gonna stop there, just the live streaming. It is kind of a serious commitment to you guys to stream every week, because every week I stream on different channel. This week it's Germanic Languages Hub, and then we're going to move on to the Romance languages, Slavic languages, and the Ecolinguist channel. That's what we've been doing for a while now, and it's been working pretty well. But yeah, we're going to take a break. So if you want to call in today, it's going to be your last chance before the summer break. I will announce what's going to be happening after the summer. Just keep in touch, stay tuned, mostly on the Ecolinguist channel. This is the main channel that I'm going to be communicating things about what's going on with the project. But yeah, just throwing it out there for you guys. I don't know what you think about that. Oh, Claudio, you can't do this to us, Norbert. Yeah, I know, Claudio. You love all those shows, but I think that taking a break would be a good idea to kind of rethink the project in itself. Maybe prepare something more sophisticated for you guys, something more organized. Because so far we've been doing it in a very spontaneous manner. So basically, just whoever was able to join the show live, we were just improvising basically every single time. But maybe if I had more time to prepare those shows, you could get more value out of them. That's my goal. I want to produce shows that bring you more value, and they're not only entertaining but also more educational, and the information we provide is a little bit more researched, let's say. But yeah, you know what? So because this is the last show, and I see actually lots of people are already calling in. I will start adding people into the stream, because I also will have to cut it short today. So we won't have that much time, but we still can do it. So let me just start with Christopher, maybe. I haven't seen Christopher for a while. Oh, maybe it's a different Christopher. So let's meet this new person here. Let me just adjust some things here. So Christopher, if you could just maybe frame your camera a little bit better. I don't know if you can see yourself. Yeah, and I'm going to switch to a new window. Hello, Christopher.
Hello.
Hi, Christopher. So this is your first time on the show.
No, my second time. My camera didn't work last time, if you remember.
Okay. So this is the first time we see you. So maybe you could introduce yourself. But since this is the Germanic Languages Hub, you could introduce yourself in a Germanic language, and we're going to see how much we can understand. Yeah, so please.
Ja, jeg heter Kristoffer. Jeg kommer fra Norge. Bor i Oslo. Nå er jeg lærer i tysk og latin. Ja. Jeg er veldig glad i språk. Jeg snakker norsk, så klart. Og så snakker jeg engelsk, tysk, latin og italiensk. Og så kan jeg forstå svensk og dansk, siden språk er jo ganske like.
Okay.
So that was my dialect, my Norwegian dialect.
So I did get that you are from Norway, and you mentioned a lot of Germanic languages here. So have you been studying all of them, or you're just familiar with them?
I have only studied German. I understand Swedish and Danish because they're so similar to Norwegian. But as a Germanic language, I have only studied German. And then in Romance languages, I've studied Italian and Latin.
Yes. Okay. So you are familiar with multiple language families.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yes. Yes. So what we can do? Do you have any challenges prepared for today for people?
Yes,
maybe in your dialect.
As a matter of fact, I actually have a word, if that's okay.
Is it just a word or a word description?
It's. I was planning on describing the word in Norwegian, if that's okay, and then participants are going to guess what I'm talking about.
Okay. So let me add some more people. Then the participants, you can start preparing your descriptions, and let me just switch to a different window and add more people into the stream. Let me add Gianluca. Gianluca is calling. So let me. Okay, Gianluca, you are about to go live. So hello, Gianluca.
Okay.
Hi, Gianluca. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yes. Hello, Gianluca. So could you introduce yourself in one of the Germanic languages that you speak before we move on to the Norwegian challenge?
Hallo, ich heiße Gianluca. Ich rede Deutsch, also österreichisches Deutsch, weil ich war jetzt 10 Jahre in Wien. Und ich war vor Jahren ein sehr großer Fan der germanischen Sprachen und ich habe Skandinavistik studiert, aber hauptsächlich Isländisch und dann Niederländisch. Das heißt, die festlandskandinavischen Sprachen habe ich nie wirklich studiert. Aber ich kann sie verstehen und das ist das Interessante daran, dass irgendwie Festlandskandinavisch ist ein bisschen eine Mischung zwischen Isländisch und Niederdeutsch.
Okay, so you just said that you actually studied Scandinavian languages, but do you have any familiarity with Norwegian in particular?
No, I said that basically I majored in Icelandic, and I studied Dutch. So the mainland Scandinavian languages are a little bit of a mix, like actually they come from something like Icelandic, but they had a heavy influence from the Low German. So so this is the fun thing that you can kind of understand them, but even if you never studied them, like if you know both of the languages, yeah.
Okay, I see. So you're not familiar with Norwegian, so let's move on to the Norwegian challenge then. So we've got Christopher here from Norway. And Christopher, could you remind us like what dialect you're going to speak?
Yes, it's called the Jærsk. It's from the southwestern part of Norway. So it's spoken not far from the city Stavanger, if you've heard about that one.
Okay, so is the word that you're going to describe a generic word, a word that would be understood by anyone, or is it something very specific to the region that you come from?
No, it's a quite generic word. It exists all over the world. I would assume.
Okay, okay, that's good. That's good. So I think you guys could do the challenge then. Gianluca, what language do you want to use for the challenge?
German.
German, not Icelandic.
No, I mean, no, no.
Yeah, but also before we move on, also people who are calling right now or people in the chat, you can send just single words from your dialect, for example, for us to decipher their meanings. Also, I think that would be an interesting challenge. Also, so instead of just describing a word, later on, we could also just have a look at random words and try to understand what they mean. We could work together on finding that out. So you can either call in and tell us the word and we will try to identify it, or you can send the words in the chat. Just say the name of the language. In the brackets, you can say the name of the language that the word comes from. And don't reveal what it means yet. In English, we're going to think about it first. Okay. So, so Christopher, do you actually speak any German, or is that going to be?
Yeah, you speak very good German. I'm actually a German teacher.
Okay, that's good. So that's going to be easy for you. Just one request, if you could just maybe fix your camera a little bit because you are
Yeah, I'm
kind of.
sorry. I very rarely use it, so I'm not so. I haven't gotten any good angles yet.
Yeah, I mean, just make yourself comfortable and just try to center it so we don't just see like half of your face, you
Yeah,
know. But
it's a bit bad in the web camera, so sorry for that.
that will do. That will do for the show. We can hear you well. So okay, guys. So without further ado, let's do the first challenge. So Christopher is going to describe a word in Norwegian to Gianluca. Let's do this.
Okay, should I just start?
Yes.
Ja. Dette her er en ting så du kan ha på skiva, et pålegg. Det lages av bær. For eksempel ute i naturen så plukker du bær. For eksempel jordbær, blåbær, tyttebær, kirsebær, bringebær. Så lager du noe av det her. Du koker det, og så tilsetter du sukker og stivelse, røre litt i det, og så kan du ha det på skiva. Du kan spise det på ost, eller du kan spise det på vafler. Du kan spise det på mange typer av brød. Så det er veldig vanlig det her i Skandinavia, i Norge, å lage det fra bånn av, eller kjøpe det i butikken.
Soll ich was sagen?
Ja, I'm done.
Okay, ja. Also es könnte Marmelade sein, weil du hast extrem viele Beersorten erwähnt und das ist eine Sache, die du draußen, also von Sachen, die du in der Natur draußen findest und du kannst das auf Brot tun, also fürs Essen und ja, also ich habe
Ja,
vor allem
genau.
die Beersorten verstanden.
Ja, genau. Ich hab über Marmelade gesprochen.
Super.
Sehr, sehr gut. Das war sehr schnell von dir.
Aber das ist sehr schwierig, dein Dialekt. Also,
Ja, das kann ich mir vorstellen.
So what's the verdict? What happened here? Gianluca, did you get the word?
Yeah, in the very beginning, I was like, okay, I'm not understanding not a lot anything, and then he started like um, uh, using some words for berries, like that they're also very similar in German, and yeah, and when he said sometimes the word Spise, then it was more like, okay, so it's something that you can eat. There is a related word in German, it is Speisen, but it is like North German, like they don't use Speisen in Austria. And yeah, so
So, Christopher, what was the word in your language again?
Syltetøy.
Could you type it in the general chat
ah,
so I can display it
Yeah.
on the screen?
Let me see.
I think in Icelandic is the word for marmalade is similar. It could be silt, but maybe I'm not sure.
Gianluca, you
I
can
could
think
look.
of some interesting Icelandic words that you could maybe just words. You don't have to provide descriptions. Just an interesting word to display on the screen, and we can try to guess what it means.
I can use one that is
Oh, sorry.
very good because it is we use them in Austrian German, so not in German German, and it is related to the Icelandic word. It means exactly the same thing. So
Okay, yeah.
um,
So that's the word still to
Jam in English.
jam. Uh-huh.
but Sylte alone, does it mean because töy I think is like Zeug, is like
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
But can you say
Uh,
Sylt alone?
Sylt alone is some kind of meat that's usual to eat during Christmas. Sylt, so that's something else. But the verb sylt is to put something. I don't know the English word, but it's to make some conserve something for a long time, so they
Mm.
can sample food, so
Oh.
you can have it for many months.
And in German you have Sülze, now that I think about, which I think also I'm not I think it's more Bundesdeutsch. Anyway, so from the north.
Mm.
I see that this word comes from Norwegian Nynorsk's silte. Is that the right pronunciation?
Yeah, sylte.
Sylte. Uh, but that's good. That's good. And how would you say? Would you call um, a marmalade then?
Marmelade.
Marmalade. Okay. Okay. I see. Okay, so that was an interesting challenge. I think I'm going to add some more people, okay, and they can make comments about this particular word. But I see that Katarina sent a word in Swabian German, but I'm not sure if that's the word for what you just said, or is this the word for you to guess. So, guys, when you submit the words for other people to guess what they mean, you can just make a note that this is for the challenge. Okay, let me add Moritz, maybe. That would be interesting. Moritz, you're going to join us. Now, let's hope that works. Hello, Moritz.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, hello, welcome back to the show. So, just a quick introduction in one of the Germanic languages that you speak.
Okay, hej alle sammen. Jeg hedder Moritz. Jeg kommer fra Nordfrisland, det er i Nordtyskland, men jeg snakker også dansk. Ja, jeg studerer sprogvidenskaber på en universitet i Tyskland, og jeg, jeg kan også snakke mange andre sprog. Jeg snakker frisisk, jeg snakker fransk, jeg snakker tysk. Tysk er min første sprog, så ja.
Great, great. And do you have any comments about the word that we just discussed? The
Yeah, I think the Danish word is also sutetoy, so I think it's the same. And in other languages, it's mostly just called marmelade or marmelare, I think in Frisian. So it should be similar.
Okay, and we have a comment from Katharina. So this word, gselts, how do you pronounce it?
Xels,
Yeah,
probably.
Gselts.
yeah.
So this is a word for jam in Swabian German. So does it ring any bells for you guys? Because I know that you all speak German. So maybe you
It
have
is
any.
probably this Sülze in German, and because ge is a collective, so it's just a prefix. So it would be Geselz. It's most probably the same word with e instead of ü. I
Yeah.
would say.
We we
I would say.
we definitely don't use this word in the north, but I think I heard it in a southern German context.
Okay. And Christopher, do you have any experience with Swabian German? Because you mentioned that you studied German extensively.
No, I haven't been so much in the south. I've mainly been in the north in Schleswig-Holstein in Kiel for the most of my German studies. So I'm not so familiar with Swabian.
Okay, okay. So we actually have a word for you guys to guess from Katharina, which is in Swabian. Let's see if you're going to be able to identify that. So the word is neuna, neuna. So
Oh
it
no!
as you see, it's spelled with the Portuguese kind of vowel.
Which
There is
stands probably for a previously nasalized vowel. Like there was a N in the end. So, oh,
yes. Any guesses?
I have two theories, which I think could be possible. One, because Nana just in other languages, my first association was grandma. Um, and Ona could be similar to Oma, to the German word for grandma, but the nasal doesn't really work in that context. My second thought was maybe pineapple, like ananas. So you have the nana in the middle, and maybe something in the front just went missing. I don't know.
Christopher, what are your guesses?
And when it comes to One, or how you supposed to pronounce it, I thought about the Ahnen, the German word for, I think, ancestors. Perhaps it's something related to that. The same in Norwegian, Aner means your roots, your ancestors.
Okay, that's great. So Katarina, please let us know in the comment what that is. What is the correct answer? Meanwhile, I'm just going to have a look at the chat and see what are other guesses. Claudio says it could be a nanny, maybe, or a grandmother again. So actually, a grandmother and an ancestor, right? It's kind of
and
in a
somebody's
similar
writing also
semantic field.
Großeltern.
Uh, Writes what?
Großeltern, which is the grandma and grandpa.
Ah,
So,
okay.
and I think it's a person speaking Steirisch, which is, yeah. So, Steirisch is from Steiermark, so it's a region of Austria, so it's definitely southern German.
So it's the
Nani,
grandmother.
nani.
It is the grandmother, after all. So that's great. So you got this, guys. Slightly different pronunciation in Swabian German, but that's great. And I see there is actually Claudio calling, and Claudio, he's been watching the show for a long time, so we're going to add him now. Since this is the last show before the summer, I will try to have as many guests as possible. So Claudio, I'm going to add you now. Let me just try this setup. Claudio, are you there? Can you
Hi guys.
can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. So Claudio, you can introduce yourself It's nice to see you. I've seen you in the comment section in the chat so much, but now we can actually talk. So
I
Claudio.
think we had already talked once on Discord.
Oh, maybe,
It
yeah.
was last year. I mean.
So Claudio, introduce yourself in one of the Germanic languages that you speak.
Okay, I can try in Dutch. Since
Okay.
in Dutch for 4 years. Ja, ik heet Claudio. Ik kom uit Sicilië, uit het zuiden van Italië. En ja, ik spreek Italiaans, Engels, Duits, Nederlands. En ook andere talen, Frans, Spaans, een beetje Portugees, een beetje Grieks. Pools ook jouw taal. Ik spreek ook de taal van Norbert. En Russisch. En op school heb ik ook Latijn geleerd.
Okay, so you're from Sicily, right?
I'm from Sicily. Yeah, I forgot to say I speak a little bit of Sicilian too.
Okay. That's great. So, do you have any challenges that you've prepared for people today, or you just want to try to guess some words?
I would prefer to guess because I'm not a native speaker of Germanic language.
Okay, that's fine. So we could do one more guess the word challenge. You guys, maybe Moritz, you have prepared something for today, or
I think Gianluca wants to.
okay,
Say
let's
something?
start with Gianluca. Gianluca, what did you want to say?
Yeah, that I had this one that could be interesting because it is in Icelandic and in Austrian similar. I mean, not similar, it's the same word. And maybe I don't know if there is something similar in the mainland Scandinavian languages. And yeah,
Okay, so you just want to present a single word then?
I could if there are no other ideas. But
Yes.
yeah,
So
it's
let's
a
start
nice
with
one.
that. Let's just use an Icelandic word, just a word. We will try to identify the meaning. But meanwhile, maybe Christopher, you could think of another word to describe in your dialect, because that would be interesting. And I don't think Claudio, you don't speak Norwegian, right? You didn't mention that.
No,
Yeah,
no.
you mentioned
No,
a lot of a lot of Germanic languages, but not Norwegian in particular. So Christopher, meanwhile, you can think about that word.
Yeah.
And Gianluca, you can send me the word in the interview chat, and I'm going to display it.
Wait a moment, I need to find the chat. The guest chat, right?
Yeah, the guest chat, actually. Okay. Oh, that's an interesting word. Let me just paste it here. Make it big so everybody can see it. Yes, so that's the word that we're trying to identify. Where can I place it? Here. Looks good. Okay, so Gianluca, how do you pronounce it?
Hua.
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 That's
Hua.
an
So
Icelandic
basically
word.
yes, the F, it is a V when it is
Hua.
in front of vowels, in between vowels for sure. And in this case, the V just becomes a W. So it's Hua.
Okay, so the idea is that you guys, if you already have a guess, just keep it keep it for yourself to yourself for a little bit. Let other people think about it for a second. But you can also ask questions about it. Maybe yes or no question, like, oh, is this for this, or is this an object? Is this a person, and stuff like that. But because it's the Germanic languages show, I want you to ask those questions in Germanic languages, whichever Germanic language you pick, except English, of course. Yeah, and Gianluca, you will have to try to understand the questions and respond.
And I can try to understand, reply in Icelandic, whatever broken is there left.
Ja.
Okay, so I have a question. Jij hebt gezegd, deze woord is hetzelfde in Oostenrijk en in IJsland. In
Ja,
Österreich
ja.
gebruiken ze hetzelfde woord.
Niet hetzelfde fonologisch, maar hetzelfde woord in etymologisch. En
Oké.
die bestaat in IJslands en in de zuidelijke Duitse dialecten ook. Maar niet in het noorden. In het noorden is het een ander woord en ook in Nederlands is het hetzelfde woord.
Okay.
Okay, ich habe eine Frage. Ist das ein Kleidungsstück?
Ja.
Oh, dann glaube ich, dann weiß ich es. Oder ich glaube zumindest, dass ich es weiß.
Trägt man das auf dem Kopf?
Ja.
Ja, dann weiß ich es definitiv.
Okay, so you guys have guesses to present now. Claudio, let's start with you. Like, what do you think it means?
No, when, if you can see what the other said, I suppose it's a hat.
It's a head, okay. Yeah, so you guys said it's. I'm because I don't really know German that well. I guess I somehow I understand what you guys talking about, but not the details. So what is your guess, Moritz? If you had to pick one word to translate this from Icelandic
Should I
into
say
German.
in German? Okay, it would be Schleier or Haube. Would be my guess.
Which in English is
A veil.
a veil, and in Frisian it would be North Frisian.
Nothing. I can Google it.
Yeah, it's a very particular word. Yes, I agree. It's not something you would use every day. Christopher?
And hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I think it's the word I'm thinking about because in my dialect it's hua, and it's a hat like you have one when it's cold. Here now it's very common because it's so cold. So a hat you have one during winter.
A hat for winter. That's
Yeah.
And how does it sound?
Like a beanie.
A beanie.
So in my dialect it's hua.
Oh, interesting.
So it's almost the same.
And Claudio, your guess still head? Kopf?
No, not Kopf. A hat.
Ah, a hat. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. So, Gianluca, what's the correct answer?
Bingo. It is Haube in German, but it is not a Hut. Hut is something different.
No.
Mütze, it would be in standard German, which is Mütz in Dutch. But Mütze is not really used in Vienna. So it's, or at least, I mean, I would always say Haube. A Haube ist ist dasselbe so wie eine Mütze und genau für den Winter. Während ein Hut ist mehr so Zylinderhut und so, das ist eine andere Sache.
So
It's a cap, basically.
Michael, he just spelled this out for us. Is that the word that you're referring to? Wow. Could you read that in Austrian German?
What?
What?
No. It's what is Hut? So it's the hat, but the
It's
cap
a hood.
Is
Is that the right spelling?
exactly. I mean, it's what it would be in Steirisch, for example, or in dialect, because
So-
U, long U is Ua a lot of times. Bruder, Broder, Fuß, Fuß, Hut, Hut. But that's the hat. What we want is the cap, which is Haube.
Haube. Yes, and Katharina, she's referring to cup. Is that Swabian or is it Standard German?
That's
Standard German.
That's that. Yeah,
Okay.
standard German. It would be Mütze. I
Mütze.
think. It was a bit confusing because in German the word Haube also exists, but it refers to something very different. To a veil, mostly a veil in a wedding or in a dress sense. So something different.
So it wouldn't be classified as a beanie, right? Or would that be a beanie?
Kinda. Yeah. I would say a beanie is like a subgenre of Mütze, but I'm not sure. It's basically
The
if you
beanie
have something.
is the one
Yeah.
with for the sun, right?
Yeah, I think the main difference between Hut and Mütze is if it's out of fabric or not, or if it's something very like hard. If you can knock against it, maybe it's a hat. It's a Hut, and a Mütze is more like something maybe knitted or something like that.
So actually, Tarto is saying that it would be hattur in Icelandic, maybe. Because I actually wanted to ask about that, because in one of the shorts on the Ecolinguist channel, we did that word. If you haven't seen, there is a spoiler alert. In one of the Icelandic shorts, you may encounter that word, which is hattur. And I did have an extensive conversation with Holmfridur about that particular word, what it means. So I wonder how this word huva relates to hattur. Gianluca, do you have any ideas?
They are two different words. Like, again, one is hat and the other one is cap. Like, but the winter caps, like not at least the one for the sun. Maybe they're also not really in use in Iceland.
Okay.
Because in German you have you have three different words. There is the Hut, which is like the more official, the one that can be cylindric. Then there is the Haube or Mütze, depending. I mean, I would say Mütze is North German and South German is Haube. And then you have the Kappe. Kappe is the one that you use for the sun, like the one that you can also put backwards, like, and yeah. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and hattur, it's a kind of a cowboy hat, something that has this thing that goes around it,
exactly.
which isn't very common in Iceland, but it's still a kind of the word still exists, and it's present in English, right, as a hat.
Yes.
Also. So
Yeah, this word
Like,
is
I
very
think-
similar to my dialect.
oh yes, exactly. Because so could you repeat that again, Christopher?
Hua.
Hua.
Hua in my dialect. And in
Right?
standard Norwegian, it's lue.
Okay, that's good. That's good. This was a really good word for the challenge. So now maybe we could do one more with the Norwegian dialect. If Christopher, you're ready with your word description.
Yes, I have a word, so I can try. It's a dialectal word, so I can try to explain it.
Maybe explain it, yeah. So don't reveal the word, just explain it so we have a bigger sample of the language and we will try to figure it out.
Ok, så dette ordet brukes som når noen har for eksempel fortalt en vits eller en spøk, og så ler du. Og det er på nett det som skjedde var dette, liksom. Når du forteller en vits eller noe ja, en vits framvekker det her adjektivet. Så det er kort sagt noe som betegner det som en vits er. Ja, that was it.
Heb je gezegd dat is een adjectief?
Ja,
Adjectief, oké. Adjectief heb ik begrepen. En de andere woorden?
et adjektiv som beskriver en vits, for eksempel. Det er veldig vanlig adjektiv i forbindelse med vitser. Vitser kan være dette.
Ist das dasselbe Wort wie auf Deutsch, Witz? Oder ist das
Ja, Witz. Witz ist auch dasselbe auf Deutsch.
Oké.
Aber
Und ich suche nach ein Adjektiv in Verbindung mit Witz. Was ist ein Witz?
Grappig, ja. Okay. Oh.
Aber sorry, du hast auch gesagt, du hast das Wort Spök gesagt. So
Ja,
Geist.
das ist
Und,
Spøk ist ein Synonym für Witz in Norwegisch.
okay.
Så er der noget som showed, eller?
Ja, nettopp. På dansk,
Ja.
på dansk er det showt.
Ja.
So you got the word already or not? Not
Yeah,
yet.
Moritz, he got it. He said the Danish equivalent.
The Danish equivalent. Okay, okay. So let's see what the chat says. We've got some ideas from. Oops, back to the live mode.
Wow. Patrick Engels, he has written down my word already.
Patrick. Patrick.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was my word.
that's your word, and that's actually in
Yeah.
your dialect also.
Yeah, it means funny.
Funny. Okay, okay.
As in, a joke is funny. En vits er morsom in standard Norwegian.
Lustig. Okay.
Lustig.
Lustig.
That-
Yeah, but Carlo, you said it right. You said grappig. It is lustig.
grappig in Dutch. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, grappig in Dutch. Okay,
Although
okay.
grappig is not always funny because it sometimes gets a negative meaning. It can be something ridiculous or yeah. Sometimes the Dutch will say that something is funny. It's fun. It makes fun. They just say it's leuk. It's nice.
You know, it can also mean funny, and it can mean weird, and it can mean like what else? Like awesome. Like how cool was that? So it can mean a bunch of things. Løye.
Norbert, I
Okay.
had an idea for a word.
Okay, you can type it in.
I don't know if it's valid as an idea. I would like to ask you because it would be a Germanic word in Italian, and it's related to Germanic words in Germanic languages. The thing is that it would be not very fun for Gianluca because he already knows what it means.
If you say it. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So if you don't say it and you could just spell it, right? Maybe that would be enough of a challenge. So if you could just spell it without saying it out loud. Let's test the idea. Yeah, why not? You know, and actually now everybody is super interested. Like, what is he talking about? We need to know.
Okay.
So just write it, even if it's going to be a quick one. You can write it into the guest chat.
Yeah, and then if you like, you can try to describe what it means in Dutch.
Potentially, yeah. Okay, that's good. We can
Okay.
try that.
I could also have a Venetian word that I know that it's not used in the south from Germanic.
Oh, so you're from Veneto?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just copy this word into the text here. And let's show it to everybody. So that's the word. We're not going to read this word just yet. We just want you guys to have a look at the way it's spelled and think for a second what it means.
Knowing Italian, I already know what it means.
Okay. I speak Italian, so yeah.
Okay, so don't reveal that just yet. Moritz, do you have any ideas?
No, the only Romance language I speak is French, and I don't think it resembles anything I know from that.
Ja, maar het Duitse woord lijkt op het Italiaanse woord.
So this is
You
this
can
is
describe it. You
this
can
is
describe
a
it.
Germanic loan word in Italian. So
Ja,
Claudio, you can describe that word in Dutch.
het is een deel van het lichaam. Het is een deel van het hoofd. Van het hoofd. Het is een deel 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 van Het is tussen de ogen en de mond. Tussen de ogen en de mond in het hoofd van een persoon. Bijvoorbeeld, ik en jou, wij hebben een bril. En onder de bril hebben wij dat.
Does it ring any bells?
Wir haben zwei davon, können wir sagen.
Ja, wij hebben ook twee. Wij hebben twee. Ja, wij hebben twee. En het is een deel van ons lichaam, van ons hoofd. En het is onder de bril, bijvoorbeeld voor mij en jou, onder de bril. En over de mond. Onder de ogen. Ja, elke persoon heeft twee. Zoals de ogen, maar het is onder de ogen. Een deel van het hoofd van een persoon. We hebben haar, ogen, en onder haar en ogen hebben we dat. Deze deel van het hoofd. Tussen baard en ogen. Baard, ogen en deze deel. Op de twee kanten van het hoofd. Heb je vragen?
Any questions?
Ja.
Nein, ich weiß es schon.
Du weißt schon, ja.
And Moritz, any ideas?
Yes, I think, but yeah, I'm not sure enough to want to make a full statement about it.
Okay, no worries. So, let's see at the chat. We've got Katharina is suggesting it could be Bage.
Backe.
Oh, yeah. Maybe Gianluca, maybe you can have a look at the words that people write in the chat, because I'm not sure which ones are actually the answers and which ones are just like hello. And
Katarina is on a very good way, I would say.
No, they got the right one.
So guys,
I could give another hint if you're not 100% sure about not this word, but something similar for the phonological changes. For example,
I think I'm pretty sure that the first that the GU was a W in the Germanic languages, but my guess would be Wange or cheek, but I'm not sure if the G turns into a CI if that's a common phonological change. So that was what I'm unsure about.
okay.
It was I wanted to see because of the GU, so you already got it. So
Yeah.
Okay, so let's present the word. What it actually is. Maybe Christopher, because you already have a guess.
Yeah, so I would say cheek in English, but shin in Norwegian.
Okay. What about now, Moritz? Does it ring a bell? Do you have any German words that actually looks like it?
Yeah, yes. Then I would definitely guess Wange. Yeah, which means cheek.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
and it
good.
is Wang in Dutch.
In Dutch. Okay, that's good. That was a good challenge, and it wasn't as easy as you thought, Claudio. Just because maybe you didn't pronounce it. Maybe you could pronounce it out loud. Say it out loud for everybody
Yeah.
to.
Guancia.
Okay, so it just the spelling was throwing everybody off because of the
Yeah.
German
And
spelling is with W.
Gianluca was mentioning that there is a regular change that Germanic W, the W sounds, becomes a GU, a GU in Italian. It happens in also in many other words like the name. Leonardo wrote the name of the William. It becomes Guglielmo in Italian. Guglielmo. I can write it here in the chat.
Yeah, but
Guglielmo is
Toscan, I mean,
Guglielmo.
mostly Toscan, because, for example, Venetian can keep it as a V. For example, guardare, varten,
Mhm.
so to wait, it would be vardar
Yeah.
in Venetian. So depending on the
Okay.
dialect, on the
I,
language.
Is it
my
also the same
dialect
with
would say Bandari.
with guerra? Is that also an example of that?
Yeah, exactly. War
Exactly.
Yeah.
in English. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's great. So we managed to go through this challenge, and meanwhile I was actually adding some more people because the show is about to end. But I thought that would be nice to add people who were trying to connect, and maybe we could do two or three more challenges, really quick ones, with just the word guessing. So let's just add them on. Hopefully the software is going to take it. This many people on screen. So guys, I'm adding you on. So here we've got Leonardo and Jan.
Leonardo.
Hello everybody. So welcome back to the show. Guys, you could just quickly introduce yourselves in the languages, in the Germanic languages that you speak. Let's start with Leonardo.
Dus, oké, goedenavond allemaal. Ik heet Leonardo. Ik ben half Italiaans, half Nederlands, maar ik woon gewoon in de buurt van Florence. Ik hou van gewoon een heleboel nieuwe talen te leren. Dus ik spreek Italiaans, Engels, Nederlands, Frans. Gewoon echt vloeiend, op een hoog niveau, zonder geen enkel probleem met conversatie. Dan onder ligt er Portugees. En dan nog een treetje onder, zeg maar, nog een klein beetje achter. Een beetje Mandarijn. Een heel klein beetje Grieks en een heel klein beetje Duits. Maar mijn Duits is een beetje... Eigenlijk is die een beetje verroest aan het worden. Ik moet er weer even inkomen.
Okay, that was Dutch. Dutch introduction. And Jan.
Ja, ich sag mal guten Abend. Ich bin Jan, ich komme aus Deutschland, spreche dementsprechend Deutsch, einen ja, eher nordischen Dialekt aus Deutschland. Ja, und ich spreche Englisch. Ich spreche auch, würde ich sagen, relativ gut Italienisch und lerne aktuell ein bisschen Russisch.
Okay, great.
I don't know why. Sorry, guys, but Sidewalk Astronomy Netherlands just commented. I don't know why he said een beetje sinaasappel, but okay. Which is a bit of orange. I don't know why. Maybe because I got blocked while I was presenting myself.
Just sounded like Dutch, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. So, what kind of challenge we can give you guys? We have people speaking variety of different Germanic languages. Maybe a word challenge would be a good one.
Oh, sorry. I was commenting. I got that joke right now. I used the word mandarin, which is a word to say Mandarin Chinese, which is the variety of Mandarin, but it's also the fruit, like, so he just said a bit of orange answering my
Oh,
Mandarin.
I see.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
We got that. But Moritz, you were about to say something about the challenge we can do.
Yeah, I just came up with a North Frisian word that everybody could guess if they like to.
Yes. So, do you want to describe the word, or do you want to just display the word on the screen and see if they will be able to?
Either way is fine. I think we are in a little bit of a time crunch, so I can just type it in the guest chat. So if that's faster.
But I think,
Or maybe
yeah,
just describing and then writing. I don't know.
you could describe it briefly. Just maybe
Okay.
give like a very generic description without too many details. Everybody gets the idea, and then we can display it.
Okay, har das een tuur van dig, en ik lief had es van middag til in lief ik. Så ja. Jør is det ord een chat.
Ben jij het woord
Ja.
aan het schrijven in de chat?
In the chat, okay.
Ik hoorde nu een chat schrijf.
Okay, 1 second. I'm going to
Okay.
display it, so give me a chance. Yes, that's the word. We're going to place it here or here. Yes, so how do you pronounce that word?
De oude owner.
Huh?
Oh, Rona.
De oude owner.
Okay.
Aueröne. Okay.
Okay, guys.
Kannst du
So,
wiederholen, was du gesagt hast?
so what we're going to do, because there is a lot of people here, we don't want to speak over each other. Every person will be able to ask one question in a Germanic language, but we're going to start with Jan because Jan and Leonardo just joined, so let them ask the first question. So Jan, what kind of question would you ask about it?
Bei Hour habe ich sofort an Stunde gedacht. Vom englischen Hour, ist das richtig?
Die Assoziation ist nicht richtig, aber das Thema, da bist du in der richtigen Richtung.
Okay.
Okay. Leonardo, your question.
Oh, ik moet persoonlijk zeggen dat het echt heftig voor mij is om het woord te proberen te verstaan. Ik heb iets van oude, maybe, nou, sorry jongens. Misschien iets verbonden met, altijd met de oren, maar met de oren, dus gebruik je misschien een oortelefoon of zo?
Is that a question? Leonardo, try to repeat your question to make it clear that it's a question.
Oké. Misschien heb ik een oortelefoon ervan gehaald, maar ik heb niet echt goed kunnen verstaan wat je gezegd hebt. Dus dat is gewoon dat ik raad gewoon even.
Okay, I'm not sure if I can answer something about this, so I'll say something to that. Can you maybe rephrase that?
Okay.
If you ask a question about it, I'm not sure if I got it.
Leonardo, try to ask yes or no question, not to reveal too much. Just yes or no question.
Misschien is het iets van een oortelefoon.
Nee.
Okay, Christopher, your turn. You can ask a question.
Ja, om det var assosiert Så sa du at det var assosiert med tid, stunde. Er det en tid på dagen som ettermiddag eller formiddag det liksom en tid på dagen?
Ja.
Okay.
Ja.
And now, Claudio, your question.
Oké, dus het is een ding, een zaak. Geen persoon, een ding.
Es ist eher ein Konzept.
Oké, een idee. Oké, bedankt.
Ja,
Gianluca, your question.
Moment. Hat das, also dieser Begriff mit der Sonne zu tun? Im Sinne von, es sind bestimmte Momente mit der Sonne.
Also mit der Sonne direkt hat das nichts zu tun. Ich würde eher sagen, mit dem Thema Zeit seid ihr auf dem richtigen Weg.
Okay, passt.
Okay, so now everybody got a chance to ask a question, and I would like you to present your guesses, right? So Jan, just give one word that could be a translation of this North Frisian word.
I still don't have any guess about it. Yeah, a concept with time, but I thought you'd say something like Christopher said Eftermittag or something like that, but I'm really not sure.
Okay, so something
yeah.
to do with time. Something to do with time.
Yeah.
Okay, Leonardo, what would be your
Think
word?
about more.
What would be your guess? Just one word that you would translate it to.
the guess that I got before or after all these things?
After all this, after hearing the answers to all the questions.
Als, maybe if it's a moment in the week, you said.
What comes to your mind? One word. It doesn't have to be correct, but something
Avond misschien. Ik heb er niet echt avond.
which in English is what is
Evening.
it? Evening. Okay. Christopher, what's the word you would translate it to?
Yeah, I'm a bit unsure, but I asked Moritz if it was a special time during the day, and he confirmed that it was something along those lines. So I'm just gonna guess afternoon, eftermiddag in Norwegian.
Claudio, what's your guess?
It's probably the same because he mentioned midday, I remember. But just to say something different, since it sounds a little bit like the dawn in Italian, aurora, I would say the dawn. Let's say something different, just for the sake of it.
Okay, and Gianluca?
I wanted to say Abend, but maybe I would say Nachmittag now, because it depends how you cut the word. Let's say Abend, and then.
And let's see. Okay, so Moritz, what's the correct answer?
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm just blanking on the English word. It's Nachmittag in German. It's afternoon. Afternoon. Yeah, afternoon is the English word. Our Önner, and it is a bit more complicated. And I thought about it, and it actually has something to do with the sun. So it has something to do with the position of the sun. Literally, it means over under. So basically the word for over, which is hour, and Önner, which is under.
Oh, okay.
Op onder en dan krijg je
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it basically refers to the sun being over the position where it is under the horizon. But it's a little bit more an abstract concept, and I'm not sure how this historically worked. But there's also the German loanword, or the Frisian form of the German loanword, Ela Medai, and that would be closer to Elamedai to afternoon to Nachmittag.
Okay.
Okay,
And
that
our yeah, and our the word for over is a Danish loanword from over or over, but we write it in Frisian more phonetically, like it is spoken a little bit more similar to in Danish.
Okay.
yes. So in Swabian, it would be how to pronounce that. Leonardo, you speak.
Nachmittag?
Maybe Nachmittag, more of a all sound thing, because I suppose because there's that round thing on that A, I am supposing that might be phonetically related, because in other Northern Germanic languages it's a O sound.
But it comes from Portuguese though, the spelling.
It's
Nachmittag.
Yeah, but not this circle around, I think, or do
It's
they
not a
have
circle.
this
It's more
in
like
one
a
sorry,
triangle.
because I can't
okay.
see the resolution really good.
I
The
also
resolution
saw
of
it
that
wrong,
thing was not
sorry.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the Swabian word, and we also have a word in Styrian, which is, who wants to read that?
Namiti.
Namiti. Yes. Good. Yes, so that was a good challenge, and that's going to be the last challenge for tonight. So thank you so much, guys. That has been the last show before the summer break, but I will be back to you guys after the summer. I just need some time to rethink the format, make it better, and also the summer is just such a busy period, you know, for me and for everybody, that it's difficult to commit to this many live shows in the evenings. So that's why I need to take a break. But stay subscribed to this channel, because I might have some spontaneous streams here and there, maybe over the summer. Really depends on many factors, but I might just decide to go live one day. So stay subscribed to that. The next live stream is going to be next Wednesday on the Romance Languages Hub. So if you are interested, you are welcome to follow me there. So thank you very much for today. Have a great evening, and see you again after the break.
Norbert,